One, two, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hi everyone, I'm Joe Dager of Business 901. I'd like to welcome you to the presentation today on the cascading effects of lean in your marketing. It's just not about how effective and efficient you can make marketing by applying lean to it. It's also how effective and efficient you can make the rest of the organization when lean is part of your marketing. How do you improve? Okay, PDCA, step 4. We got adaptive patterns now. We start to realize there's an unknown and a known, so we're dealing with the unknowns. So we locate the point of concern, right? All right, everybody knows that. I'm not going to spend a lot of time with it. We look for root cause, verifying with data. We've developed countermeasures to test. Okay, I like to use user stories and put them on a visual board, but a good example of how we do all this is, here's like one value stream there. Look, and I'll blow this up a little bit here so we can see it better. But we go through this section with key accounts, 5 or 6 key accounts, and then we will cluster the key accounts together to develop cluster segments or markets, market segments out of them. It starts becoming very easy to decide what we need and what we don't need to do. The first step, of course, is to look at customers. How are we empowering our customers? As I mentioned, the future, who your customers want to become. If you're in their playground, if you understand where they're headed, the direction you're going. Had an old grade school teacher told me one time, your kids are who their friends are. You can notice quicker by observing your child's friends than you can sometime your child's behavior. Same with customers. Who are they acquiring? What fields are they working in? Is that compatible with where you're going? They may be 1, 2, 3 years ahead of you because by the time you react to what they're doing, they're reacting to something else. So it's important to understand them. The next thing is empowering them, is to understand how to empower them. We all know that it's cheaper to keep a customer than it is to lose a customer and gain a new one, all right? But we should be spending time on learning how to empower them. We learn more. We build more relevant material that way. We engage in the purchasing. Who were the people that were involved during that time? In the explore side, I'm not trying to talk about a sales and marketing funnel here and what we need to do, but if we look at that, and then we look at how we respond to it, what people we use, what process we use, what platforms we use, all of a sudden we can sit there and start looking at what standard work we need, what things that we need to improve on, and maybe some things we're not doing very well that we need to really do something new. Put circles around standard work. What are we doing in these different areas? What do we need to do differently? It's a very easy process to evaluate your marketing. Going back to kind of that kata type thinking. We build the challenge with CAP-DO, right? Current condition, we capture what standard work is. My target condition. What's my target condition in that people part of it, in the process part of it, our product service, and then the path we're going to take. Well, here I showed that for the product service and the people, it's going to be standard work. It's going to be the way we've always done it. We're not going to change anything. And there's a reason I showed it this way, okay? But, and then the process, we're going to take, we have a couple different processes happening in there. A few of them we're going to leave the same. Another one we're going to improve on. Another one we're going to explore something new. Same thing with marketing platforms. But the reason I show this more so than anything else is that now we can start talking about money. If we have standard processes and you look at this form here and you look at the form before, all of a sudden, just by laying it out this way, 50% of our processes have cost because our standard product, right? Our standard processes, have a budget assigned to them. 25% is PDCA. And since we're dealing with unknowns and knowns and knowns and unknowns, 50% of PDCA is a known cost. So now we have 12%. EDCA is 25%, right, of this project. So we got 37.5% of unknown cost in a project. Well, that's not all that bad, is it? And we're doing it incrementally. We're only biting off a little bit at a time. So at any one given time, our risk is significantly reduced. We may be only at risk for 4% of the project, 5% of the project at a time. And we're not going to miss on all of them, right? We're going to miss on some of them. So let's say that we decide not to do some, but let's say we're just 50%, for lack of, so I can do it out. So what ends up happening in the long term is that less than 20% of our budget in worst case scenario is wasted. I improved Wanamaker's theory by 30%. I'm a genius, right? Okay, this is easy to do. And what we bring, what sales and marketing bring to the rest of the organization is the ability to explore at Gimba, at your customer's point of use. And I think that is the most important part. Thank you.